Hey there, bosses. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about choosing a niche for your freelance writing business. If this is our first time of meeting, hey there, I'm G Nontra, and on this channel I give you tips, resources, and strategies on all things freelance writing and creative entrepreneurship. If that sounds like music to your ears, then make sure to smash that subscribe button to join the community. Alright, so a question that I received quite a bit, I actually talked about it in my book, Win at Freelance Writing, is how do I settle down on a niche for my freelance writing? And here is my answer to that question. So two ways that you can think about choosing a niche. First way is really thinking about what you like to read. What kind of content do you like to read? You know, if you tend to like reading more lifestyle content, fashion content, travel content, then maybe that's your lane. Because if you like reading about it, then you know what styles work, you know what styles you find entertaining, you know what publications that you tend to gravitate towards. So you will tend to know that writing style. So if you like reading that content, I want you to go back and now when you read the content, don't just read the content to be entertained, read the content to be educated, right? On what kind of format, what kind of language, what kind of tone these types of publications or websites may be looking for. So for instance, when I started talking a lot about social media marketing and online business on my blog, on my older blog, I saw how other people wrote, right? I went and I was reading because I was really interested in the topic, because I was learning how to build my own online presence and online business. And as I read the content, there were styles I enjoyed, there were styles I didn't enjoy. I always have loved a personable writing style, a style that is informative yet very, very simple and down to earth. And so when I began to pitch myself to websites and publications that would take that type of content, I knew what they were looking for. And so I wrote content that fit that mold, and I would get yeses all the time, because they're like, yes, we love your content, it is informative and it is personal, it's well written, it's well researched. So the first place you can go to is really think about what you like to read, what kind of content you like to read, and then find out, you know, which publications will take your writing, and then pitch them. But it really does start out with what you like to read. Second way to sit down and think about your niche is to think about your educational background. So the first tip will work for you regardless of your educational background, but this tip helps if you have a specific educational background. So for instance, if you know me, then my background is that I do have degrees in nursing, and I have a PhD, a degree in nursing and biology, 2 bachelor's degrees, as well as a doctorate in microbiology and immunology. So this means that I am very well versed in health topics, in topics to do with infectious diseases, in topics that skew toward the life sciences and the scientific. And so I have a natural strength there, because I spent more than 10 years of my life in school studying this stuff. And so it comes naturally to me. So when I go to pitch publications that have to do with healthcare, that have to do with science reporting, it becomes easier for me to do that, because I already have a knowledge in that I can apply there. And that ends up being very valuable, because for me, for you know, people, not many people have the kind of degree mix that I have, right? And so it ends up being less competition, because just by virtue of my education. All right, so by virtue of your education, you could weed out a whole bunch of competition, because not many people have your degree, right? And it doesn't have to be a master's degree or whatever. Having a bachelor's degree is great, but you may have a bachelor's degree, not a doctorate or a master's, and still, because of that degree, you set yourself apart from the pack in terms of the knowledge, right? The knowledge and the skills, even things like research skills that you bring to that particular client. All right. So when you are pitching yourself, make sure to highlight these things about yourself, right? Make sure to highlight them. If you've enjoyed reading their content, if you have an educational background in it, please highlight that and let them know, because I really do think that if you can highlight that, that definitely sets you apart. Because a lot of these publications, websites, and so on, even though it's not as saturated as a platform like Upwork, which I talked about in this video, there are people that are pitching them all the time, and they decide on which ones to keep and which ones not to keep. So it's absolutely important that you set yourself apart with these two things, so that you get your writing gets accepted. But I really do think that really thinking about the kind of content you enjoy to consume, and then considering your educational background, and also even apart from your educational background, okay, some of us have work backgrounds that are valuable. Again, you may not even have worked with your degree at all. You may have ended up in a different profession completely, right? But still, that particular certification, maybe you got a certification in Scrum, or you got a certification in Six Sigma or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing out all these certifications out there, right? You got these certifications. That is not something everybody has. Again, it is something that you can think about and use and leverage to create a niche for yourself as a writer. So don't leave anything in your background out when you're choosing a niche, settling down on a niche, trying to get, freelance gigs. Don't leave any of this out, because it is valuable. Let me know in the comments below if you have used any of these that I just mentioned to land freelance gigs, or which one you found the most interesting in this video. Let me know in the comments below.